Hey guys, I feel like I gotta make this video because of all this inflation hysteria. I don't think I've seen a monetary or economic psychosis quite like this inflation psychosis that everybody seems to have. I mean, first of all, the way you look at inflation in terms of just nominal prices, that's wrong, okay? You have to look at it in terms of abundance, availability, and also really what it is, the way you calculate it, is the amount of labor hours it requires to buy a basket of goods and services. Compare that to historically what was the amount of labor hours required to purchase a basket of goods and services, however far you want to go back. But I mean, to say like you used to be able to go to the movie theater for a nickel and see, in 1910, you used to be able to go to a movie theater for 5 cents and see 2 movies or 5 movies. And today it costs you, I don't know, I haven't been to the movies in a long time now, whatever it is, 18, 20 bucks. And that's inflation. No, that's not inflation. I mean, how many labor hours does it take you to make 18 bucks compared to whatever, 5 cents and think of the technology and the advancement in cinema. I mean, stuff like that. The same thing with a car. I mean, I've been over these examples a million times. But the thing you have to understand about inflation is that it's just a redistribution of income. I mean, and that happens all the time. Redistribution of income happens all the time as a result of tax policy, fiscal policy, trade policy, industrial policy. So like if inflation is a problem, then you might as well just call everything a problem. Every single thing is a problem. And that comes from ignorance. That comes from negativity. That just comes from, oh, poor me, inflation. So if inflation is hurting you in the sense that it's making it harder for you to survive because your income is not sufficient, then try to get another job. If you say, well, Mike, I can't get another job because there's no opportunities in my field, or I don't have the skills, or whatever, or why should I get another job? Then I would say, well, how about investing in stocks? Because the redistribution goes from consumers to firms. Firms raise prices. And so like stocks reflect that. Stocks are an excellent hedge against inflation. And you say, well, Mike, I can't buy stocks, or I don't want to buy stocks, or stocks are too risky. So then you canceled out that possibility. So I mean, then like you got to sit with who you are, which is just somebody who complains about inflation. I mean, there's things you can do. The very first thing you can do, the number one thing you can do, is have an understanding. Like here's the thing, folks. Inflation doesn't cause money to fly out into outer space. It doesn't cause income to just evaporate from the economy. It just gets transferred from one sector of the economy or one cohort in the economy to another. Now, if you're smart and if you're educated and if you have an understanding, don't you want to be on the side that's getting the income flow of that transfer? Yes, Mike, we do. That's stocks, that's firms, that's businesses. They're the ones who raise prices, which cause you to have to pay more. And then you come back to the circle saying, well, I don't want to buy stocks. Stocks are too risky. I can't buy stock. You could always buy stocks, even if it's $50 a month. I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, there's reality, and then there's just bitching and complaining about reality, which you're allowed to do that. Okay, you're allowed to bitch and complain about reality as much as you want. Nobody's going to stop you. It's a free country. You can bitch and complain to yourself, to your spouse, to your colleagues, to your friends. That's fine. Me personally, I prefer to try to do something about it, even if it's in a limited way. I feel like I'm fighting back I feel like I'm protecting myself to the extent that I can. I feel like I'm advocating for myself. That's how I look at it. Now, if it's an actual drain of income, which is what basically that's what the tariffs are doing. I mean, it's sucking it into the government's accounts, and it's not coming back to us. If it's taxes that literally take away our income and doesn't recycle it back, even if it doesn't come to us directly, but you know, the swimming pool, you're sucking water from maybe one end, you're putting the water back in at the other end, but then, you know, it raises up, or it keeps the water level the same, or maybe it even raises it up. But if it's just sucking out the water and not returning it back to the pool, what happens? That's a problem, okay? And then I would argue, along with you guys, that that is a problem because we're all being drained of income. Inflation doesn't do that. It just redistributes the income somewhere else. So, again, I'm going to ask you the question, don't you want to be on the side that's receiving the income, even if that's a small fractional way? I don't understand a lot of you guys. Maybe I do, because maybe I used to be the same exact way. I guess it's more comforting to bitch and complain about shit instead of being educated, instead of trying to help yourself, instead of trying to raise your freaking level. It's like, oh, poor me. That's a way to maybe elicit some sympathy on the part of others. Oh, you know, I understand that times are tough, blah, blah. Times are always tough. Tell me when times are not tough. Times are always freaking tough. Life is freaking tough. That's just reality. Life is freaking tough. I don't know anybody except maybe somebody who was born with a silver spoon in their mouth that never had to worry. And there are people like that, but that's a tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of the world's population. For everybody else, including me, okay? Life is tough every single fucking day. Waking up, you know, going through the routine, the drudgery, having to do my stuff. Everyone has to do the same thing. Get over it, man. With this inflation, that's all I hear about. Inflation. Do something about it. At least learn about it. And stop saying a movie was with 5 cents and now it's $20 and that's the end of the world. That is so ridiculous. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.